Now we'll discuss about the price acceptance. So ano nga ba yung price acceptance, diba? So sabi rito, price acceptance happens when buyers and sellers agree that a certain price is fair and a lot of trading happens at that price. So it shows conviction that the price may respect its move, and it is used to distinguish a proper breakup structure. Now imagine this structure, diba? Imagine this chart. So we have this breakout, this is the resistance, and then nagkaroon tayo ng correction after the breakout. So this is the price acceptance, no? Kumbaga, basically, the price or the buyers and sellers is accepting na itong level ng price na to is fair. Meaning, tama lang yung value niya or that it should be at that value. So ngayon, itong price acceptance kasi is one of the important things or ways to distinguish a proper breakup structure. Kasi imagine if walang price acceptance, di ba? This is the resistance, and then pag akyat ng price dito, pag breakout niya, bumagsak, di ba? So this is what we call the failed breakout, right? So if walang price acceptance, then most likely that's just a failed breakout, di ba? Kasi nga itong price acceptance na to, basically from the word itself, price acceptance. There is an acceptance for this certain price, di ba? Kumbaga, tinatanggap nila na dapat itong value ng token or ng coin should be at this level. And kung bababa man siya or babagsak man siya, yung behavior ng price would be corrective, right? Rather than impulsive. Kasi if mag-breakout yan, impulsively, diba? We have this impulse phase and correction phase. And then, pagbagsak niya, impulse din, then most likely, psychologically, the price or the buyers and sellers is hindi nag-agree doon sa price na yon. Kasi nga, biglang nagkaroon ng sudden sell-off. So, what happened is that most players or most buyers and sellers nag-sell around this area, di ba? Kaya nagkaroon ng landslide or ng massive sell-off, di ba? Kasi nga, they think na masyadong mataas tong price na to. So, instead of a corrective pace, yan, instead na mabagal, mabilis ang nangyari. Ang ganito, diba? Impulsive. Now, how do we differentiate the two? Diba? Kasi nga, kapag ka corrective phase, bumabagsak yung price pero walang volume, right? We will go back doon sa correction and impulse phase natin. Wala siyang volume or hindi malakas yung pagbagsak niya. Also, if iisipin nyo, diba? Mabagal yung pagbagsak niya, meaning wala ganong nagsisell or wala ganong nagbebenta ng token or ng coin. Diba? Wala ganong nagsushort. So, kaya ang nangyayari sa price is mabagal bumagsak. Diba? But, dito naman kasi sa impulsive phase or impulse phase, what happened was that maraming buyers and sellers na nag-short or nagbenta. So, ang tendency, nagkasundo silang lahat or mostly sa kanila is nagkasundo na masyadong mataas tong price na to, kaya nagbenta sila. Diba? So, by that sense, what happened was that nagkaroon tayo ng massive sell-off. Diba? So, that's how you identify what is price acceptance or if there is even a price acceptance or none. Diba? And it will also boil down to yung impulsive phase natin tsaka corrective phase natin. Kasi nga, ipabalikan nyo yun, di ba? We had this discussion wherein walang momentum yung corrective phase, di ba? So here is an example for the price acceptance. So as you can see, what we have, this one is ito. Ito yung ginamit natin as resistance. Although pwede rin naman to, diba? So if titingnan nyo rito, andito yung price, diba? And normally, nagkakaroon talaga ng rejection, no, sa resistance. But there are also some cases wherein the price is just going up or breaking this resistance, diba? Gaya nito. And yan. So we have this resistance, nagkaroon tayo ng breakout, right? And then, kung titingnan nyo, mabagal yung pagbagsak niya ng price, right? And other than mabagal, hindi rin siya nag-touch dito sa support natin, which is our previous resistance. So, meaning, the price or the buyers and sellers are agreeing or accepting that tama lang itong price na to. Diba? Na tama lang to and that dapat nga it should be higher. Kaya nagkaroon ng isa pang upside movement. But what happened is that the buyers and sellers agreed that this one is masyado nang mataas, di ba? Masyado nang mataas yung 112,000 level, di ba? So, hindi na ata dapat tama yon, di ba? So, ang nangyari is that nagkaroon naman tayo ng sell-off, di ba? Kung makikita niyo yung candlestick, napakalaki. And then, nag-correct siya, continue siya downside, di ba? Hanggang sa bumaba siya. But, sabi ng buyers and sellers, masyado nang mababa to. Kaya umakyat na ulit siya, di ba? So basically, that's how a price acceptance is, di ba? Or how the market moves through price discovery, di ba? There's a price discovery. Kasi nga, yung market ang nagde-decide kung tama ba yung price na to para sa certain asset na to or certain coin or token or masyado bang mataas, di ba? Kasi if masyadong mataas, ibabagsak nila yan or magbibenta sila, mag-short sila, right? But if masyadong mababa, then ipupush nila yung price upside. So that's what we call the price discovery, di ba? And the price discovery is influenced by the market players, di ba? Market participants. Di ba? So, doon na rin papasok yung price acceptance wherein since nagkaroon nga siya ng breakout, as much as possible, we want to see a price acceptance, di ba? Kasi nga, if makakita tayo ng conviction, that's the word, conviction, sa breakout, gaya nito, di ba? May conviction siya, meaning, nagkaroon siya ng closing, di ba? Nag-close yung candlestick above the resistance. So what happened is that malakas yung buying pressure and ina-accept ng buyers and sellers itong price na to, right? So here we have another example, di ba? Ito naman downside movement. So meron tayong resistance dito, na-reject siya, right? Kasi sinasabi natin walang price acceptance, ang tendency bumagsak, right? Diba? If papasok natin dito yung price behavior, right? Bakit yung price nag-decelerate, right? Deceleration meaning nawawalan na siya ng momentum or nahihirapan na siya umakyat. And titingnan nyo, meron na siyang rejections, right? Nakakita na tayo ng rejection right around this area, diba? Meron tayong inverted hammer or baliktad na hammer. So, di ba, if babalikan nyo yung candlestick natin, yung candle wick sa taas is a sign of selling pressure, di ba? Selling pressure. So, ang tendency, masyadong malakas yung sellers or masyadong marami yung nagbebenta, kaya bumagsak, right? And yung first indication nun was the deceleration, pagbagal ng pag-akyat ng price or pagbaba, right? But in this case, mabagal yung pag-akyat niya. Tapos, tumama pa siya sa resistance. So, imagine the synthesis, di ba? Imagine the pagkakasabay-sabay ng iba't ibang concepts na inaral natin, di ba? Deceleration, point of interest or areas of interest, and then candlestick behavior. We have this rejection. So, ang tendency, yun, bumagsak siya, right? So, that's how you read the price, di ba? But, again, going back sa topic natin, if titingnan nyo to, yan, nagkaroon ulit tayo ng breakdown dito sa previous support natin na nag-act as resistance. So, pagka-breakdown nyo dyan, pagbasa nyo dyan sa support na yan, what happened is that nagkaroon siya ng corrective pullback, right? Corrective. Kung titingnan nyo rito, i-differentiate nyo siya or i-compare nyo siya, mabilis yung pagbagsak nito, right? Or may momentum. But itong pag-akyat niya is hindi malakas, right? Wala siya ganong momentum, di ba? And babalikan yung structure, di ba? Yung resistance mostly nag-work kapag ka downtrend. Or ang momentum is downside. So, another synthesis ulit, di ba? Impulse movement downside, corrective pullback doon sa previous support natin, acting as resistance, and then downside movement. Kasi ang ina-expect natin is dito tayo magte-trade, right? Kasi nga nakakita tayo ng correction, in-accept itong price na to, right? Tapos mag-short tayo rito, di ba? And since ang expectation natin or the price will make another impulsive movement downside, then ayun na siya. Nagkaroon na siya ng impulsive movement downside. So that's what a price acceptance is, di ba? Basically, the price acceptance is ayun, the buyers or sellers are accepting this certain price, di ba? Certain range. Now, next, we have the time acceptance. Now, this one is different from price acceptance in a way na time acceptance means that the market is spending a lot of time at a particular price level. Diba? And it works best when it's above the RSI 70. And it is used as an indication of potential breakout. Potential. Again, we are emphasizing on the word potential because if we will go back to on previous videos natin, diba? We are emphasizing na walang certainty sa market. Diba? Everything that we do or everything that we are trying to make a trade, diba? Trying to do sa market is based on our data, diba? So we are navigating the market through uncertainty or through our data, diba? And the market is uncertain, so we cannot say exactly kung saan papunta yung price, di ba? Or kung saan exactly papunta yung price. Going back, time acceptance means that the market is spending a lot of time at a particular price level. So here's an example, di ba? So this is a resistance, no? If you will look at, hindi lang siya kita sa chart, but if you will look at this one, diba? As you can see, the price is consolidating, diba? Basically, time acceptance is a consolidation, diba? Nagko-consolidate siya. So, hindi siya umaakyat beyond this area, hindi rin siya bumabagsak beyond this area or below this area. Basically, naka-confine lang siya sa range na yun. So, if you look at this one, diba? Nagstay lang siya rito. So, somehow, we can relate this to accumulation. Diba? If you are familiar with accumulation, or basically a pause, di ba? If usually consolidation kasi, this is just a pause for the price, di ba? Kasi nga napagod siya. So, ang tendency, the price has to pause, di ba? And during this phase, indecisive yung market, or ganito yung candlestick niya, di ba? Sa higher time frame, ganyan candlestick niya. Kasi nga, they do not know where the price should be, di ba? Or they do not know what the price, or where the price, or what is the fair value, di ba? Kung ano yung tamang price for this one. So, ang tendency is that nagre-range lang siya, or marami nagbabay dito sa support, marami nagsisell dito sa resistance, di ba? So, that's how it is, di ba? Time acceptance kasi nga, masyado siyang tumatagal doon sa support or resistance. So, ang tendency, di ba, psychologically, ang resistance or support is an area where the price could potentially bounce or reject. So, imagine, you have this structure and then umakyat yung price dyan. Hindi siya nag-reject. Nag-stay lang siya doon. Diba? So, what does it tell you? So, it tells us na probably itong price na to is mag-breakout. Or probably, mataas yung chance na ituloy niya yung pag-akyat niya. Why? Kasi this is a resistance, di ba? So, imagine, nasa price siya na mataas, di ba? Or, nandun siya sa ceiling kung saan pwede siyang mauntog, pero nag-stay siya doon, right? So, most likely, if nag-stay siya doon, meaning, hindi siya nagkakaroon ng movement downside. And if hindi siya nagkakaroon ng rejection around those area, then, probably, nakaka-handle ng buyers yung mga nagbebenta, 'di ba? Kasi nga hindi siya bumabagsak eh. So meaning, the buyers are in control. And if the buyers are in control, then there's a possibility na mag-continue siya upside. But of course, going back sa previous videos natin, the market is uncertain. Therefore, we cannot tell exactly if magbe-breakout ba itong price na to. So, this one can be a high probability trade if you will pair it up with the RSI 70. No? Kasi kapag RSI above RSI 70 siya, tapos nag-breakout dito sa consolidation, dito ang stop loss, ito ang entry point, then it could be one of your strategies. Diba? So yeah, that's it for the price and time acceptance. See you guys sa next video.